Ever find yourself misplacing your keys or forgetting important dates? You're not alone. Memory is a fascinating and complex function of the human brain, a continuous process that shapes our experiences and who we are. It's the mental faculty of retaining and recalling past experiences. It's the storage system that allows us to learn and adapt from past experiences as well as plan for the future. There are three main types of memory: sensory, short-term, and long-term. Sensory memory is the shortest-term element of memory. It's the ability to retain impressions of sensory information after the original stimulus has ceased. It's like a quick snapshot of what you're sensing at a given moment, and it's constantly changing. Then we have short-term memory, also known as working memory, which is like a mental notepad where small amounts of information can be kept readily available for a short period of time. Ever been introduced to someone and then forgotten their name minutes later? That's your short-term memory at work. Long-term memory, on the other hand, can store much larger quantities of information for potentially unlimited duration. Your mind's library, if you will, where all your knowledge of the world and self-experiences reside. But memory isn't flawless. We all forget things from time to time. It's a common part of human cognition. Forgetting can be due to many reasons, like the passage of time, interference, failure to store, or retrieval failure. However, the good news is that memory is not fixed. It's malleable. It can be improved. Understanding the science of memory is the first step to mastering it. By understanding how our memory works, we can employ techniques to overcome its limitations. Like a muscle, the more we use and work our memory, the stronger it becomes. And remember, forgetting isn't always a bad thing. It's a necessary process for making sense of the world, for learning new things, and for moving forward. So to improve memory, first we must understand how it works. Now that we understand what memory is, it's time to lay the foundation for improvement. A sturdy foundation for memory improvement, like any structure, begins with the right mindset. You see, our minds are quite remarkable, capable of learning and remembering an astonishing amount of information. But to tap into this potential, you must first believe in your ability to improve. This is where a positive mindset comes into play. It's not about perfection, but progression. Each small step forward is a victory in the journey of memory improvement. Next, let's talk about attention and focus. To retain information, we must first pay attention to it. Think of your attention as a spotlight. Whatever falls within this spotlight becomes more vivid, more detailed, and more likely to be remembered. When you're learning something new, aim to bring your full attention to it. This isn't always easy in our distraction-filled world, but with practice, you can train your mind to focus more effectively. Now, on to repetition and review. Ever heard the phrase "practice makes perfect"? Well, when it comes to memory, this couldn't be more accurate. Repeating information helps solidify it in your memory, moving it from your short-term to your long-term memory. But don't just mindlessly repeat. Instead, try to understand the information, connect it to what you already know, and review it at regular intervals. This method, known as spaced repetition, has been shown to significantly boost memory retention. So, what do we have so far? A positive mindset, focused attention, and strategic repetition. These are the building blocks for memory improvement. But remember, it's not a race, it's a journey, one that requires patience, dedication, and a healthy dose of self-belief. With a positive mindset and focused attention, you're ready to start improving your memory. Ready to take your memory to the next level? Here are some techniques that can help. Let's start with visualization. This technique involves creating mental pictures to represent information. For instance, if you're trying to remember a grocery list, you could imagine each item on your list in a vivid, memorable scene. The more unusual or exaggerated the image, the more likely you are to remember it. Next, let's talk about association. This technique involves linking new information to something you already know. For example, if you're trying to remember the name of a new acquaintance, you might associate their name with a celebrity or a character from a book who shares the same name. This way, every time you think of the celebrity or character, you'll be reminded of your new acquaintance's name. Now let's dive into the method of Loki, a technique that dates back to ancient Greece. This method involves visualizing a familiar place, like your home, and associating each piece of information you want to remember with a specific location within that place. For instance, if you're studying for a history exam, you might associate different historical events with different rooms in your house. Then, when you need to recall the information, you simply take a mental walk through your house, and the information comes flooding back. These techniques work because they engage more of your brain, making the information more memorable. Visualization taps into the brain's powerful visual processing abilities. Association leverages your existing knowledge, and the method of loci uses your spatial memory. The more parts of your brain you engage, the stronger your memory of the information will be. Remember, these techniques are not magic. They require practice and consistency. But if you're willing to put in the effort, they can significantly improve your memory. So, why not give them a try? Start small, maybe with your next grocery list or a handful of facts for a presentation. Over time, you'll get better, and you'll find that remembering things becomes a whole lot easier. These techniques are not magic, but with practice, they can significantly improve your memory. Wondering how to apply these memory techniques in real life? Let's dive in. Memory techniques can be incredibly useful in everyday situations. For instance, how often do you meet someone only to forget their name moments later? It's a common problem, but it's also one that can be easily solved with a simple memory technique. Visual association is a powerful tool here. When you meet someone new, try to associate their name with a strong visual image. If you meet a man named John who has striking blue eyes, you might picture a bright blue John boat. The more vivid the image, the more likely you are to remember it, and John's name along with it. Another practical application of memory techniques comes in handy when learning new skills. Let's say you're learning to play an instrument. Instead of simply repeating a piece of music over and over, try using the method of loci. This technique involves associating information with specific physical locations. You could associate different parts of the music with different rooms in your house, making it easier to remember the sequence of notes. Memory techniques can also be a game changer when it comes to studying for exams. The classic technique of spaced repetition can help you commit information to long-term memory. This involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. For example, if you're studying for a history exam, you might review your notes after 1 day, then 2 days, then 4 days, and so on. This method is proven to be more effective than cramming all your studying into one session. And let's not forget the everyday tasks, like grocery shopping. Instead of writing a list, try creating a memory palace. This technique involves visualizing a familiar place and associating each item on your list with a specific location in that place. So, the next time you're at the supermarket, you simply walk through your memory palace, and each location will remind you of what you need to buy. With these applications, you can use memory techniques to make your life easier and more efficient. Improving your memory is not just about techniques, it's also about taking care of your brain. Yes, the food you eat, the hours you sleep, the way you move, and how you handle stress all play a significant role in maintaining a sharp memory. When we talk about diet, think of it as fuel for your brain. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and B vitamins are essential for brain health. So go ahead and munch on that salmon or blueberries. Exercise, on the other hand, improves blood flow to the brain and encourages new brain cells. So get up, move around, and break a sweat. Sleep and stress management are equally important. Adequate rest rejuvenates the brain, and managing stress protects it from damage. So don't just focus on memory techniques. Embrace a healthy lifestyle. Remember, a healthy brain is the key to a strong memory. So, are you ready to conquer your forgetfulness and boost your memory? We've journeyed through the fascinating world of memory, understanding its intricacies and how it forms the foundation of our identities. We've delved into the art of memory improvement, acknowledging that it's not a gift, but a skill that can be honed and mastered. We've explored a variety of memory techniques, from the ancient method of loci to the modern spaced repetition, each one offering unique avenues to enhance our memory capabilities. We've seen how these techniques can be practically applied in our day-to-day lives, transforming the way we learn, work, and interact with the world around us. Finally, we've discussed the importance of maintaining a healthy brain, emphasizing that a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate rest are just as crucial to memory mastery as the techniques themselves. Start today, and soon you'll see how much your memory can improve. Until next time, keep learning and growing.